Haha, we are here. We are a little quiet. Probably fix that. Alright, how about now? That's a little bit better. Trouble is I bumped the level. But now it's all over the place. Now it's all over the place. That's better. A little bit cutty-outy though. There we go. Alright. Hello. Oop. Hello. Is it Timberborn? Timberborn has come out in early access. Hasn't come out of early access, come entered early access. Open early access. We did have the demo, which was limited to 2 cycles. It was also quite a lot different to what it was before. I imagine Veldek's eventually going to find his way in here soon. He's busy doing a heist on the Twitch channel for some reason. And he's been punished accordingly. He lost the heist to Nightbond. Anyway, so we've unlocked... I actually unlocked the Iron Teeth already, but there he is. Yeah, we lost the heist. Speaking of, actually... button. Turn that off. We don't need the Twitch stuff where we're going right now. Yes, I actually have already played a little bit of this, and I have already unlocked the Iron Teeth. But we're going to play around with the Folktales. There's a lot more maps. Ah, meeting time. Oh, there's a lot more maps available now. So we previously only had Plains and Canyon. Diorama, it's a 50x50. Meh. Lakes, it's a huge map. Same with Plains. And, meh, it's cool. Mountain Range is pretty cool. I haven't done terraces, or... I haven't actually looked at Thousand Islands. Let's have a look at Thousand Islands. Waterfalls is also pretty cool. So... I played around with the difficult settings as well. Normal, reasonable until a point. It actually gets stupidly easy after a while. Easy, you might as well sandbox. And hard, I'm sure there are people that can play out on hard. I'd be astonished to see them play it. I mean, maybe I'll get to that point eventually. It's brutal. You have like 5 days to start stocking up water, and it's rough. Or you can just completely customize it. But I'm just going to keep it on normal, and we're going to check out Thousand Islands. I haven't actually seen this map, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect at all. Hey! Wenbot. What do you mean Wenbot? Also, hi Darth Lady. Yeah, that's weekday, so YouTube day. The bot should already be there. Alright, let's start and pause. What do we got to work with? We got a big ol' lump of islands, really. Oh, this could make life interesting. So we have a big water source up here. That is actually a big water source. Each one of these little rocks here spawns water behind it. It's yeah. Yeah. That makes it actually very difficult to dam this as well. Interesting. Interesting. There's some ruins. These things, as it turns out, also basically infinite. It gives you so much metal. Oh, there's some deep water. Where are we? Ah, we're here. Okay, so we have some deep water there. Ooh, that would be probably a good early starting point. Wood over there. We've got berries. We've got wood. Alright, so first things last. Or is it first things first? I'm not sure. Do some paths. Something like that. What I think I'm going to do... I always like doing water pumps first. I'm totally ignoring the tutorial right now. The tutorial, meh. It's good guidance, but it doesn't take you very far. So we'll make a start on water. We shall try to... You know what? I'm gonna. I don't like So what's going through my head is I don't want the water carrying from the pump to the storage tank. I don't want them running too far, but that's running at odds with the fact that I'm trying to minimize taking over the precious green land, because this will turn barren when the dry season comes. So plop it there for now. I mean, for now it should be okay. Let's keep the path going. Let's bring you right the way up to there. That's going to give us a... well, eventually it's going to give us a gatherer flag. For now, we're going to plop a log pile right there. We're still on the topic of storage. We're going to have a regular storage. I'll say just opposite. So this is going to store our logs, and this is basically going to store our berries. Now, the one thing that is kind of annoying in this game, you need a ton, like an absolute crap ton of logs. Your back boss said he needs to discuss certain templates with BL developers, so I thought they wouldn't need him for that. Is this game so silly to play? Yeah. Yeah, you can do a lot of landscape manipulation. So we need 12, 15, 15, and no logs. So 30, 42 logs so far. And each one of these is worth 2 logs. We need a lot of tree. I think these are worth 1. No, they're worth... oh, they're dead pines. They're worth 2. Okay. So what we want to work towards is some semblance of stability. Gather a flag will gather up these berries. And that'll be our initial source of food. That should last us until... it should last us maybe a cycle. In terms of wood, we're also going to need a lumberjack flag. Probably 3. 2 to 3 thereabouts. I want most of the beavers busy doing lumberjack things. But we're not going to be able to sit on our butts for long. Because so, to attain stability, we're going to need to switch over from berries to farms pretty quick. In fact, I might even queue a farm up now. As I was indicating, it's a lot of logs to get to that point. Actually, speaking of logs, I completely forgot. Actually, mark these for cutting. That's 1 tile below. So we want to mark these for cutting. We do have a little ramp here. The one thing I will do is an interesting little thing that I've noticed is you do not want to clear cut at all early game. As advantageous as it is to maximize the log supply, you don't want to clear cut. You want to leave a few trees behind. That way more will grow. Probably make it 2 wide and 1 there. Because if you clear cut, you won't have any more trees, and you'll end up in a deadlock situation where no more trees will grow. So this game does actually punish you for your environmental actions. I actually wondered why the forester... so the forester, to become stable on wood, requires a lumber mill to make planks out of the logs. Because it needs 10 logs and 7 planks. Which in turn needs a power source, which is either a water wheel, using the flow of water, or a power wheel, which uses one of the beavers on a giant hamster wheel. Fine, the power wheel, but it does cost 1 beaver for work. And that's something you don't really want. It's also only 50 beaver power units. It says horsepower, but horses don't exist anymore, only beaver power units. I suppose 50 horsepower is 1 beaver power, because there's 1 beaver power in there. Yeah, and this is 180, so that is nearly 4 beaver powers, so it's almost 4 times the power. As you can see, there's a little bit of current here, which means we can put the wheel here. Some other interesting little quirks with power as well, which you can get to a bit later on. Yeah, that thing costing... can you get to that? Yes, you can. I'm gonna not pause it, but certainly lower the priority of it. Yeah, so 1 beaver power is equivalent to 50 horsepower, apparently. I mean, that is assuming that the HP is actually horsepower, and the beavers haven't used their own term. Like, it could be high five power, like the power exerted from one high five. Hey! I'm trying to remember the other name. It's Tucker, isn't it? Because different names. Alright, we inadvertently did 2 parts of the tutorial. I'm brilliant at remembering the names between the different channels, aren't I? Same goes actually in just talking about that before. These berries do seem to grow over time. Power and a HP. Oh yeah, that's true. Power and a HP laptop. So we've got our water pump going. We have no unemployed. We might need to sort that out soon. I'm not doing housing yet. You don't actually. Housing is not hugely important. Let's go for switching platforms. I mean, the advantage of YouTube is that it's inherently discoverable. So the VOD is also omnipresent. It doesn't get deleted after 45 days without manual intervention. And re-uploaded VODs on YouTube from Twitch don't translate as well as native VODs, native live streams on YouTube. Alright, so we've gone through our first 12 logs. You're up to 15. Our lumberjacks are working very hard. We're up to 1. Ah, yes. 1 beaver has grown up. So we actually started with 4 children. There is some randomness to... so there's like a total number of beavers, and then there's like percentage randomness of how many children versus adults you get. I think it's just a random spectrum of age. Like, you're guaranteed X number of children, X number of... and Y number of adults, not X. You can't have X and X. And that's a tutorial. Tutorial's kind of crap. It just tells you some basic things, and that's a bit about it. So now we're stonking up some berries, we're stonking up some water. This is where the water's flowing, so we shall do that. The next big thing, TM, in this game is landscaping. So we get all of these things, so dams, levees, floodgates, double, triple floodgates, and explosives. Because what more would a beaver want in life than a bunch of explosives? So the dam is the first block you get. It blockades water up until a point, and then the water that spills over the top. So what I'm going to do is build a dam across there. Probably build a dam across there too, and let that fill up. Demolish that and let that fill up with water. Who doesn't like explosives, in all honesty? And then potentially long term, I might even dam along here. That'd be a long term project though. Don't know if we'll get to that. Also, I didn't build the farm that I said I was going to do, because I'm just that brilliant at it. So you, I'm going to prioritize you, because you're absorbing a lot of logs right now. So yeah, you can see here, we're now starting to see some trees growing up. So those trees will regrow on their own. So a very good idea to not clear cut the entire universe. Yeah, thinking further forward in terms of stream schedule, I'm going to make you work 18-hour days. Speaking of 18-hour days, what I was just talking about, the stream schedule might be a little bit ad hoc, as work sort of permits, which is kind of annoying. Now, to complement the farm, we actually need to designate some plantable area. And so what we're going to do is lay down a bed of carrots there. I'm going to run a path around it just to help speed up walking. That water barrel is full, so we're going to do that. And we're going to pump this up with a slightly higher priority, so it guarantees that they actually go build that first. Just to make sure that we really stock up on water. Should be one or two barrels should be okay. On medium, the drought doesn't start until around day 11, day 12. What have we got in terms of food? 137 berries. Okay, you can see these bushes are being cleared as they harvest the berries. Pretty sure early on in the demo these were actually red. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember now, and then they changed them to blue. Yeah, we'll add another one of these. It'll probably fine. At least early on. Just get the power going on, get the renewable trees going. I will need more water. Oh, yeah. Remember, actually, no, sorry, that's not the case. I was going to say, remember that I can dam this off. Wow, that's moving with a hurry. Yeah. Right, we get another one of them. I'll still dam off that. Worst case scenario, I can always work my way down. No, I can't. So, the thing that's kind of annoying is wooden stairs require planks. So you can't actually transition levels without these pre-designated slopes until you get the lumber mill. Pretty much the entire game hinges on the watermill and lumber mill. As I say, you can also do the power wheel, but I tend to consider it. I don't even consider it because I'm just that unwilling to spend a beaver to run on a power wheel. Yeah, I probably should invest in a little bit more water barrels while I can. We'll throw a few more in there. Should be good for food. I mean, we're almost cleared out this, but we're transitioning towards carrots. It's unfortunate you don't actually start with explosives in this, unlike in the demo. Because then the explosives in the demo will give you free water storage. So what you do, is you drop like explosive just there, or a few strategic ones, and you'd have a single tile dip, and that would keep everything hydrated. Surprisingly long time too. Just making everyone sleep it out and slum it out in the open. What I might do is get rid of the tree that's in the way there to give us a little bit more room. It's tempting to demolish that berry bush, but I'm gonna save it for now. Save the berry bush. And I want to work towards getting stuff back here. The reason for that is this is dry ground, and I don't really want to be building as much. I don't want to be building stuff on the fertile ground, if at all possible. Also, don't really want to be demolishing these trees. Okay, we got 93 storage. Oh, right, because that's his storage. I was like, where's the other 3 coming from? Because I'm pretty sure these are only 30. Yeah, I forgot about that storage there. They have their own storage, internal storage. You know what? I'm going to cancel that. And maybe start putting these up here. It's probably a little bit too many. Yeah, there's no great rush on building these. Or at least not as much of a rush. Okay, they built the power wheel. The water wheel, sorry. Now we're building our log kajiga. No goods in stock. You cut everything, have you? I think so. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why. Alright, so I'm gonna delete you. Just get rid of that berry bush. So then when we can get the path up and get the woodcutters up there. Yeah, so that extending the path helps get them a little bit further up. Why? It's interesting. You, despite being closer, have a smaller range. Didn't expect that. Yeah, expanding the path does at least somewhat help. Or at least it helps with that. Just the actual district area. Are there beavers in Australia? Not really. There's not really... We do have platypus. Platypusi. Right, you can now have logs and make our planks. Excellent. Now have some planks. And storage. Yeah, the construction system in this is pretty cool. Like, this building here, this storage lets you build on top of it. So you can build all kinds of really exceptionally questionable architecture. That's a lumber mill. I'm gonna want one. Let's relocate you there. 3. Alright, let's get rid of these. Eh. I mean, they're just sitting around doing nothing anyway. So yeah, that's going to significantly increase their range and cover everything. The animal with a beaver tail instead of a nose mouth. Yes. Don't beavers have the flappy tail, like the platypus? They're also, platypus are smaller than beavers, I think. Right, they're starting to build the dam. Who knows, maybe I'll get it ready in time. Because once you start getting the floodgates, then things start really getting wild. Now, these are birch trees, so I'm just going to clear cut them. And notice a note on the different logs. Birch trees, they're worth 1 log. Pine are worth 2. And then there's also maple, presumably somewhere. And they're worth quite a lot more. 8, I think, from memory. Is there any birch on this? Not birch, maple on this map? I actually don't know. That can be interesting. It's another little area you can flood. Flooding areas in this game is fun. I don't think there is. Huh. There you go. No birch. Maple. Yeah, maple is 8 logs when you cut it down. The catch is, though, it's 24 days to grow, which is basically 2 entire cycles. Which is something to consider, whereas a pine is only half a cycle. And then a birch is about the same. It's basically 1 log for 9 days worth of growth, or 2 logs for 12. So there's very little reason to do birch, other than, like, it's really not that much faster than pine. It's 3 days. I nearly said 4. 3 days. Compared to, like, it's like double the time to maple. It's speaking of logs, had a meeting earlier. Important process order logs from Enduro AD and all your customers. Ooh, yeah. Maths on stream is you know how I go with maths on stream. Probably got enough for a. Oh, I forgot about the inventor. Yeah. So there is science in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just like in Factorio, the more labs you have, the better it is. And the same is true with these inventor huts. I knew I was forgetting something. This is what happens when you stream. Like, if I wasn't streaming this, I would have already built them and been fully focused. Oh dear. Yeah, you need your inventors huts to get your spy ants going. Right, we're at day 12. We haven't had the announcement yet. Announcement of the thingy. How long are you gonna need? 2 or 3 years? Rearrange this district a little bit. Tell you what, let's do that just so it's kind of annoying that it prompts you like that always. A small water tank. fact, what I might do is do a lodge there, then a lodge there, lodge, mirrored lodge. Like that. Then we'll splonk 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A whole bunch of those there. I was actually expecting the thing to flash, but not yet apparently. Let's add a few more of these. And it doesn't hurt to overbuild on water. I mean, the first drought isn't too bad usually. Now, we're up to 10. I think a few have died of old age. I do need to start getting some lodges going just to get more babies going. You know what, I'm gonna pump these up. There's some contention as to whether or not the game regulates the beavers. In the demo, the population used to just explode. Specifically to the point where you shouldn't build the campfire, or the rooftop terrace for that matter. You couldn't build the rooftop terrace in the demo if I recall rightly, but the campfire, definitely. The reason for that is social life increases fertility by 50%. So if you don't want the population to explode, there it goes. Day 14. Day 14. That's quite a long cycle. Yeah, it's going to be a short dry season, or a short drought. I don't know, I think of it as wet season, dry season. Shouldn't be long, maximum 1 week, but if in here 2 or 3 months, you have time for it. Yep. As you do. Yeah, all of these stats generally increase the beaver's abilities in some way. So yeah, nutrition, that's your life expectancy. I don't actually remember. Strength and carry speed. Then comforts, yeah, more life expectancy, so they get older. They're already 38, 42. They're already pretty old, actually. I probably should hurry up on these. Are they 3, 6, 9, 12? I'm probably going to want a few more. Ideally, I'd stack these into a tower, but that's not going to happen, is it? Not going to happen anytime soon. I suppose I do have the planks to do it. Oh, right, I need the science points. Yeah. Forgot all about that. That's because they're not going. Tell you what. Let's pause you and get an inventor going. I should have done that before. Yeah, this is a very chaotic run. 10 to 15 years, 20 in captivity. Yeah, a 40-year-old beaver is a very long and healthy life. Very, very long life for a beaver. So yeah, the housing, so what I'm going to do is, just like this one here, I'm going to stack these up like that. And I'm going to eventually build a platform. Not yet, I'm not going to build it, I'm going to lower the priority. Why did I do that? This is why I shouldn't play games at the end of the day, a long day at that. I've actually redirected the flow by building the dam. What's the spinny thing? Yes, that's part of the... That's the low-tech lab lightning action. The spin-a-majig. Makes squeaky noises too. 0.4 of a day, and we've got 135 water. I think we're set. There it is. There's our water source. 0.2 of a day. 0.1 of a day. And we're about to transition into the dry season. Hey! That'll be the housing. You can see it's drying up. Just like that. The drought has started. And Down it goes, down it goes, down it goes, and down comes the death and desolation with it. And you see, all my farms have dried out. So what I wanted to do was try and capture all of this. Ideally. It's going to take a few logs. Now, it's only going to last 3 days, so it's barely a blip on the radar, really. It legitimately is barely a thing. Yeah, the water physics and the overall environmental aspect is really cool. Yeah, ideally what I would want to do is dam it up so I can maintain as much water as possible. Where is... Where are we at? There. I was near it. Yeah, the koala facts might not work here. Should be no dry season, as you're open to be. Housing, so... Lodge and lodge. Oh, I don't know why, but I like budging the two together. Well, you can actually do while we're at it. Can we get you yet? No. What are you worth? 70 and 100. Oh, so many science points. It's one way to end the dry season. No goods in stock. I see. Wood, Forester, you're up 54 out of 60. Alright, you go into the Inventor's Hut, please. You go into the Inventor's Hut, please. Alright, we have had one baby beaver so far. Alright, one more day of drought. As I reposition myself and my leg. You went koala fact over there. Number 41. Koalas young are born while still in the embryonic state, weighing only half a gram. It's a little early. I mean, is there such a thing as too early for a check? Sleep in 2 hours physically in CST time zone, practically your sleep patterns partially follow. Follow mine in the US time zone. Alright, and the dry season is done. And so, if we come all the way over here... Where is it? There it is. Another thing too is this stream, what we can do is put a floodgate on it and release this as it goes. So yeah, this starts spawning water again and bringing life back into the land and restoring everything. Let's watch it this way this time. That's what I did on the Iron Teeth map. Yep, just slowly creeps its way around. Look at it go. It's trying to compete with City Skylines. I was about to say City Skylines. I was like, no, that's wrong. No, but no, City Skylines is actually correct. I don't know why I thought it was wrong. JD's too ready. Just don't follow JD or you will go insane. Too erratic? Why? Alright, let's raise your priority, raise your priority. Alright, we've got 147 now. We got all of the stonks of science. Can I get that? Yes, I can. The thing that I was wanting to do was just plop some stairs there. Just like that. Not hugely critical, but it's a nice thing to do. Right, so I'm going to pop a thingy here, a forester. Shall I put it up here? I might actually put it up here. like that. And then I'll demolish that one for now. It's not really doing anything. Which in turn is unlock these. So I'm going to at least temporarily do some pine, because as I say, it's faster. But we'll invest in some maple long term. I'm kind of impatient for the pine for the trees, so I'll do the pine first. We'll also pump that up to maximum. Continue building that. What have we got for... We have people not doing lumber. We probably want people cutting lumber. Otherwise stuff won't get built. We shall also pump those up to make sure we get more babies. Baby beavers are important. Yeah, so we're going to start really pushing into this area. Oh, I don't think I marked this. It's the right one. There we go. So, mark this. This area is basically dead, so it doesn't matter so much. Yeah, the dams block the flow. The flow's going around it now. So I need to block this off. It's possible I might need a levee over here instead of a dam. So the dam... The water has a height. There's actually a height marker somewhere there. Actually a depth marker. Yeah, height marker, depth marker. And specifically, this thing spills water over at a height above 75% or 0.75. Whereas this doesn't let water over unless it goes over the top. The floodgate lets you set the height to anything, and then the double and triple at 2 blocks tall, 3 blocks tall. Triple floodgates are fun. They're really good at flooding areas below them if you drop them from maximum height to minimum height. And then also so are explosives. But in any game, it's hard not to have fun with explosives. While we're at it, we'll get their fertility up by throwing down a campsite. Let's say right about there. By the time these are basically built, I'll probably have the big one unlocked. Big one's actually very difficult to build early on, sorta, because it needs gears. It needs planks and gears. Minimum height and maximum yeets. Exactly. And then on top of that, we'll do a path either way there. We have 100 points to do that. Then we build a road on top of that. I'm just thinking, I could probably try and get a rooftop terrace going. Like that. Do I actually sit on those? I don't recall. Find out. Yes, you do. Ah, that's convenient. Unfortunately, can't actually sit there. Or can it? It can actually. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go more vertical with this thing anyway. Alright, we've got 3 children now. Population is growing. Gotta lower these down. We're at day 6. Raise the priority of that up. Just get it out of the way. Square that up a little bit. There is some decorations we can do too. Eventually, it's pretty cheap. A little bit of decoration here and there doesn't hurt. Yeah, you can stack quite a lot of stuff, and it's actually pretty good. Oops, that can't go there. I didn't actually build a path here. Something like that. And what that'll do is just help with the aesthetics bonus. What is that actually? Oh, it doesn't say there. Wingly. Where's Beaver? There. No? There. Aesthetic, working speed. It's every little bit helps. What I'll do is build up on top of this, probably 3 layers high or something. I might even demolish these and just make this giant tower block of beaver houses. Yeah, there we go. That's just yeah, social life is going up now. Look, they get to hang out by the campfire and get rather horny. I mean, it's 50% fertility. They it's like basically a nightclub for beavers. This thing. All right, our forester is ready. And they're almost done with that. 12 out of 20. We're over halfway. Get that one going. Funny thing is, if I build that... Oh, you know what? I'm going to cancel that. Cancel all that. What's going to happen is that that's going to block the flow and divert it down this way. And we don't want that, do we now? Do we? Don't want that. Kind of want to pick up the entire district and move it somewhere else. Either that or we could set up a ton of different districts on different islands. I mean, we could also just dig out this and make it deeper. That is definitely a thing that can be done. I mean, we have nothing but time and explosives. So it's certainly possible. Okay, so I reckon I need to levy that off. Where's the levy? There. Thinking, yeah, let's do it. I don't know how I'm going to get it built, but that's kind of thing that I handball onto future me. Something like that. As I say, I have no idea how I'm going to get there. But that's kind of the wish and the dream. It's the hope and the dream. Possibly something like that. Ah, interesting. You have not refilled with water. Exiting there, you exit there. There's a lot of exit points for the water. What I probably do is just go as far as diverting this entire section away from coming down here entirely. Just divert the flow there entirely. As, like once you reach endgame, you can do that sort of things. We're basically at endgame at this point. Once you get the farm and the forester going, with some semblance of stability and enough water storage, you're pretty much set. As long as your food stays on top, as long as you stay on top of food and water storage, pretty much done. Hey. Yeah, social life. Social life is coming up. Right, we'll cut down the rest of that. You're planting trees. I probably don't want to plant pine at this rate. Probably could have changed it. Oh well. Can actually get a little bit sneaky sometimes with the dry patch there and chuck a row, which is kind of on the dry patch, but it still counts as moisturized. It's rather useful. Beaver goo is FDA approved, natural flavoring, smells like vanilla. I didn't know that was a thing. But okay. Forester, that's the limit of your range. No unemployed, that's fine. So what I might do is just drop another lumberjack here just to clear out the rest of up here. Could even cram more town up here too. I hate doing it. It's only 12, having said that. What about a path? That's actually easier. I did actually build it right. Down, down. Over to there. Then we shall build a levee across here. A beaver levee. Own this, can you stream on YouTube? I do, did. I've been experimenting with it during the week. Also, hi. The advantage of YouTube is you actually get the 1440 stream. You don't get the crappy... whatever the hell I'm using on Twitch. The pond, fish farm fish nearby. Read a review that the owner last year. He said a few years ago they were lowering the water levels so they can fish out all the fish. Came out the next day and the water level was back. That's when they found out the beaver family was living nearby. Beavers repaired the leaky pond. No end since you're on YouTube Premium and you can watch it work. Nice. And a Spellmaster. Funny. Oh yeah, you figured out the channel thing. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to do. You just got to go through the hassle of doing it. Also, my YouTube channel on my Google account isn't my name. I don't have a real name. It's probably because mine's so old though. Like mine almost predates the full merger. I don't have my pre-Google YouTube account anymore. Do VODs auto-save? They do, yes. So this will be permanently saved in the VODs tab. In the live streams tab. Can I actually show it? Possibly. Videos. I know what I'll do. A private window. That way everyone's familiar. A real name. Oh, okay. You did one of them. That's not the one I want. This is not entirely going to plan. Made a special account. Actually, you feel a breeze? Okay. So, if I... Oop, wrong button. Desktop, there. So if I go here, you go videos, and then... oh, not live now. But past live streams, and there they are. They're automatically stored here. So there's one from a week ago, there's one from 2 weeks ago. You can't see the one from 1 year ago. It's copyright flagged. Yeah. I think it's funny. I'm impressed I managed to do that so quickly. Given that this is different. So yeah. In theory, all videos, yeah, it shows up there. The last of the videos they did are actually the streams. I need to stop being lazy and finish uploading them. Evil Genius, no one's watched them. It was such a waste of time. No other guy watched them for don't post instantly. Evil Genius, just nobody watched. So yeah, that's how you find the past VODs. Oh, we're in the dry season again for 4 days. Oh yay. Oh, 83 water. That's not the most ideal. It's not the worst. Now, the one thing I wanted to know... maximum depth of 2. This thing originally only had a depth of 1, and now actually has a depth of 2, which means it will drop down. I hate how things springs back. It'll drop down 2 tiles. It won't drop down more than that, as you can see. I can't tilt the camera and show you at the same time. Just take my word for it. That post there means it only drops 2. The Iron Teeth, however, they have a faction-specific item called a deep water pump, which can drop 6 tiles, which is quite a lot more than 2. And I built that right in front of the Herpaderp, because I'm smart like that. I'm SMRT like that. Some would even say I'm a ding dong. So you're gonna go build it there, even though I don't have any planks. The update's pretty good. As I say, like, once you get some semblance of stability out of food and water, it's pretty much the game. A dum-dum? Yes. I is dum-dum. It builds it right into the water wheel. It's probably Veldak's fault somehow, I imagine. District Centre, ooh. It's on the limits of what it can do. I might be able to improve it if I make a more direct line to it. Maybe. Alright, let's continue chopping. Oops, I gotta actually tell it to chop. Chop that. I'm going back to before. One of the things I discovered is that if you mark the entire forest for clear cut, all trees are gone, and that's it forever. But if you keep some trees alive, as you can see, these trees keep on growing and expanding, and so that's how you can make a naturally sustainable forest. So this game does have some subtext in terms of managing the environment. Same is true with these. These will actually expand too over time. Very slowly, but they will. When you use GitLab and your computer runs 5 minutes behind real time, so the update is started for 5 minutes. Okay. That's right, you had problems with the time not staying current, didn't you? For whatever reason. So bizarre. Yeah, doing a bit of that might help it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure which. Alright. Lumberjacks. Couple of you. Then we're gonna go do that. There. Demolish and demolish. I think there is a cool thing after the time sleeping when AFK for too long. That's weird because it should be happening at so the clock is supposed to be stored in the real-time clock, which is your own. It's actually a chip on the motherboard, the real-time clock. And the drought's ended just like that. Oh, we did actually run out of water. Oops. And they're all thirsty. I wasn't even paying attention, and we're dying of thirst. We're dying of thirst. Yeah, we're dying of thirst. 3 have died of thirst. 4 have died of thirst. 5 have died of thirst. Water, please, please, water. I hadn't actually been paying attention. Oh dear. Right, water's coming back. Pump that. Pump your little log pump thing. That little thing there. Pump that. Look at them all rush in. I need water. Water. Drink. Drink. I mean, beavers, I suppose, in a way, are like koalas, in the sense that a koala can starve to death in a green forest. Likewise, a beaver can die of thirst in a lake full of water, because they need it pumped. Down to 7. Oops. I should have been paying a little bit more attention. Should have been paying a little bit more attention to that. I needed to get a second pumper going. I like to have 2 pumps going, and I got distracted by showing the VOD thing. That's a thing. Yeah, see now all the flow's going through there because that's the easiest path for it to go. It doesn't want to go through here anymore. No, I can't delete it. When I say can't, I really mean I shouldn't delete it. At least they're starting to build it. What will probably happen is it'll all start going through here next. It's not even filling this area anymore. I've completely rediverted the water flow. Oh, I've killed the that because of it too, because it's not flowing through here. I need to get this blocked off. I probably should actually make this out of a levee. Start building, yes. So I tell you what, let's change a plan slightly. The reason I want to use a levee is it's just cheaper on logs. No reason than just being cheaper. If it spills over the top, it spills over the top. That's fine. Totally fine by me. We don't have a farmer. Alright, I'm gonna pause these. We're gonna need to do some prioritization. Farmer, no. Forester, no. Okay, we have a farmer now. I should actually look here. It's 1 out of 2 farmhouse, 2 out of 4 district, which is builders, inventors, none, lumberjack 1, lumber mill. You're not doing anything. Let's pump up that. Good start, good start. I can assure you my Iron Teeth playthrough, and even my playthrough to unlock the Iron Teeth didn't go this poorly. Oh dear. Oh, I'm actually starting to plant maple. Yeah, those should have... Oh, you're gonna dry out, aren't you? Yeah, boogers. Alright, so we're maintaining our carrot supply, and our water is pumping. We're getting our dam and levees built. I'm still tempted to knock this out, but it's not really going to benefit me in any way whatsoever. This game does tend to be a bit of a... it's a bit of a waiting simulator in many respects. Just waiting for stuff to happen. I mean, of course, there's probably less waiting with less misplays, but it wouldn't be fun if there weren't any misplays. We've got housing for 30 beavers. It's probably a good thing they all died of thirst, because there's probably not enough food anyway. I say a good thing, it's... it's not the best. It's not ideal. But it's, I think the food was getting a little low. Like, I was starting to really push the limits of what was possible with the food. I'm going to add more carrots for now. Eventually we're going to need to plant potatoes. Potatoes contribute to nutrition too. Potatoes are a little bit more involved to actually do though. Actually, yeah, they're actually growing on the dry. Actually getting watered. Potatoes. Wherever they are there. Potatoes. The beavers can't eat on their own. They need to be taken to a grill, turned into grilled potatoes, and then they are then consumed. The advantage though is that 1 raw potato becomes 4 baked potatoes, which is actually a 4 to 1. It means with the same amount of satisfaction of a carrot, you get 4 times as much. Wheat is actually even better again. So the mill turns 1 wheat into 1 flour, and then 1 flour turns into 5 bread. So 4, 5, and then beehives. Beehives just improve the growth rate. So you put those in the middle of a field. So I demolish a doot of carrots, and the beehive would affect this. You know what? 1, 2, 3, beehive, 1, 2, 3. So I don't actually need that row there. Ideally. Alright, we're building our levee, we're cutting our trees down. Generally waiting. Yeah, they're probably gonna die. So the blueberries are gonna die. Dry Right out and died. Doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's a source of food that I probably wanted. So in that regard, it does actually matter. But there's actually someone on the gatherer. I think so. What I might do is gatherer you there. Gatherer, you're done. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's not actually built. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. Got little Berry Island going on here. Could build a bridge to Berry Island. Platform it, and then path it. Then, hey, Berry Island. I should actually do the farmhouse over here even, because there's deep water here, which means that I should actually put a pump there too. This thing never actually got anything, so that's fine. But, yeah, drop a pump here. Seamus, how you doing? Hello. Long time no see. How you been? I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm definitely getting in there. Yep. 119 water. What are we up to? Still 8 adults. Need to really be just having as much social life as you can. Oh, I suppose I should maybe increase the chance of them having a social life. I'll meet in the middle. Increase the chance of having a social life. That way they can make babies. Alright, the harvest is in. This is good because we don't really have a berry stock anymore. These have all dried out now. Which isn't ideal. That actually hasn't been refilled in a little while now and it's still going. I don't quite know how the evaporation of stagnant water works. You can actually sort of get an idea of the height by clipping the camera through the ground, and so you can sort of see that that's basically about to completely dry out. It's almost completely empty. It's almost empty. That is. There's not much in it now. It's almost at the level of the ground. I think. Oh no, there. There it is. I was wondering what I was looking at. Yeah, you can see there's one block sort of in the middle, towards the middle of the screen there. It's actually half full. It's actually, I didn't realize it was 3 tiles deep. That's why it's hung around so long. It's actually a very deep puddle, that is. I was wondering why it has hung around. It makes total sense now. Right, we're continuing to build our levee there to redirect the water here, but in actuality I'm pretty confident it's going to go that way. We can correct that little bit of path there. Yes, I'm sort of waiting for this to... I don't know what else to do to... Hey! Aesthetics. Put the aesthetics up. Just those few little bushes made all the difference. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to approach next. We'll make sure we keep the berries going. You've received logs. Yep, you're in range of log. It's just a long way for them to go now. So they've got to carry all that log, all that distance. Water part, lumberjack flag, 4. What are you? Yeah, pause you. Lie on these two over here. Hey, we're starting to affect it now. The reason I did that is I want to pump up that. Because normally it's set to 2 out of 4. Yeah, how you been, Seamus? Have you been doing well? Lumberjack, where did the other one go? Farmhouse. We'll keep the farmhouse busy like that. Pause that. That should get us. Yep, one more in there. More in there means more this gets built. So now it's half done at this rate. Trouble is, we're going to probably run out of log pretty quick. What I'm going to do is... oh, we'll cut that one down. Cut that one down. It's in the way. And then we'll preserve the rest. And then you can observe... I'll let you observe the effect of leaving them grow al natural. Alright, we're 2 out of 12 on the next block. Hopefully soon the pressure should start, or the level should build up to the point where it starts overrunning the dam. It's so annoying that it happened. I should have perhaps invested in some ground level paths or something. I didn't predict that that would happen. I'm kind of avoiding the grill at the minute because that's one beaver worth of time. What I might do is just plant a little bit more crops to be sure. We're running out of log though too. Sploosh. You can see the ripple of height change. Water height changing. Fortunately, these are all drying out. It's safe to switch to maple now, I'd say. Always forget to press the cut trees. Got 4 tiles to go. 4 tiles to go, and then that's clogged. Just in time. It should be just in time for the wet season to be upon us again. Okay, you are done, and you are done. That means we're going to come back to this lot and unpause you. And unpause you, and we're going to reduce you down, and hopefully lumberjacks. Yep, 2 out of 3. Cut down what you can. It's gonna really slow down now. Really slow down. What do we got for water pumps? Oh, we got 2. We're up to... we get 1 more. Well, yeah, we grew up. Oh, there we go. There's just a whole lot were born and grew up. We sort of... I get the feeling there that we just sort of replaced the already existing beavers. We didn't really change anything there. Because we're still at 10 adults. I suppose there's unemployed now. Okay, let's get busy. What's the goal of the game? It's more or less a survival building game. Kind of like Oni in that regard, maybe with a little bit of... got a hint of that old Caesar vibe going on, but it's very, very much a hint. With the Caesar Pharaoh thing going on. There isn't really much in the way of a production chain, like those games. Those Impressions games really had a lot of... really had a long production chain going on in them. Yes, get in the campfire. Don't die as teenage. Pretty much, yeah. On normal difficulty, it's pretty easy to do. You can actually hide layers like that. It actually hides the building layers. Let you see what's underneath it. Yeah, so you can actually click on them. Sometimes useful. I remember playing around with them once and then I immediately forgot what it was. I've seen a few people get a bit unsettled by the transparency of the water when you go into build mode. But yeah, you get used to it pretty quickly. Especially like if you leave a menu open and then it goes into transparent water mode, he's like, where's the water at? You just right click and back it comes. Alright, wet season. Wet season, wabbit season. Beaver season. We got 244 water, probably got enough. Got day 15. And boop, 5 days. Gonna build below the dam, the areas which were water before, but are dry now. You can actually, and then it just gets flooded when the water recedes. When the water returns, sorry. Yeah, I actually built a pump down there. Actually, just oops, something that isn't. Yeah, you can actually just chuck it in the water, just like that. It's now swirling. It's drying up. And shrink, and that's going to dry out. It's only 4 days, whereas these will dry out in 2 days. Sure. That's why I was talking about moving the farm over here, because this is ever-present, growing area here. Farmhouse. While we're in the dry season, we'll pump that one up. Got 5 children now. Okay, we're starting to get a bit more beaver children going on now. Some idiot accidentally let them die of thirst. Because beavers can't. Beavers, as I say before, beavers are like koalas, in the sense that a koala can starve to death in a forest. A beaver can die of thirst in a flood, because the water has to come from the water pump. They're like yuppie. These beavers must be yuppies, because yuppies will only drink water from like they won't drink regular water. They'll only drink bottled spring water. There's an interesting theory. When I say interesting, I mean mostly kind of dumb and pointless. Mostly a dumb and pointless theory. Trees, however, generally they'll survive 12 days or something. Somewhere around that vicinity. Except for these ones. These ones didn't survive. They're just dead. Got 100 food, that's pretty good. They're taking it from there. I'm diverting a lot of logs to another farm, but I am worried about the food supply. Yeah, what I consider doing long term is actually flooding this upper tile, and just have the town up here, or even up here, because you can build very vertically. You can condense the town down into a very small space, maybe even along there. Just rip up this district centre and build a new one there. It won't actually let me build it to the path. You can't link districts without a district gate. What you can do is migrate the population and then just migrate them all out of this district into a different district. I guess you could use that to send them between areas, between seasons. It's like you'd have a wet season area and a dry season area. I might try that one day. Just to actually migrate them between different districts, depending on what's going on. Could be interesting. Fortunately, they're all going to be idling it right now. Can I get to those? No. I saw that heist. Yeah, I can't really cut any more pine trees down. I'm leaving these to grow of their natural accord. It's a good thing I did that. It's at least saved me from my total stupidity. Yeah, the best for now, they're just, okay, we're 1 day left with 150. What did we start with water? It was a bit over 200, wasn't it? Food's disappearing though. That's, yeah, losing this berry supply really didn't help things. Really didn't help. Unfortunately, that one can't go beyond there. There's a finite range on those, unfortunately. Exactly. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like on the stream button. Make sure you hit that like button. It does help it out. Helps it get randomly discovered. Restart time. I want to see if I can save it. I mean, I could just go back to the Iron Teeth base, but it's kind of the Iron Teeth town, not base. But it is. I'd like to see if I can save it. But then, well, the Iron Teeth one is also kind of reached. It's reached the end of its usefulness. I've done everything I can. I've done everything I reasonably can in that one. How the hell did you manage to do that? I should have done a bot heist. Alright, here comes the water. Oh, sploosh. Trouble is that this, what do they take? 4 days. They might not last 4 days is the problem. They might not last 4 days. Yeah, they're hungry now. This is a tricky map. I say tricky, it isn't actually that tricky. This game is not a difficult game. When it comes down to it.
Grab his stick and twist it!
Exactly. I like how this chat came up with exclamation mark twist just as it went off. Yeah. You're surviving on, there we go. Done. It's all the berries. They're surviving on not a lot at the minute. What I need is Berry Island. You know what? Let's... Oh, I can't do it though. No, that was Veldak. Very well timed Veldak, but it was a Veldak. Yeah, if I was to do this again, I'd probably do a hamster wheel instead of the water wheel maybe for this one. Because it diverted the water to places it really shouldn't have. That ramp in the wrong spot too didn't help. Because then it could... no. Yeah, now they're all dying of hunger. Yeah, it's rigged, isn't it? This is an interesting map. What I do again? Definitely build way closer that way. I'll probably clear cut that. If anything, I wouldn't do the wood there. I'd move it over to here. Maybe even do more farms over here and wood over here. If I was to do it again. Definitely build the town up here. And just totally ignore that. I wouldn't plant anything there. What else? Maybe bridge crawl. No, you can't yeah, maybe try and power wheel that. Make use of the fact that this is pushing through here. You know, dam here. And then dam across there. Lumber mill over here. Something like that. That's what I'd probably do. If I was to restart. Alright, we're down to 7. These won't come in a few days. I think it's safe to say that's the end of that one. So maybe we'll switch back to the Iron Teeth, or I could start another one. What do you reckon? I'll show off this one briefly. This is what a real town looks like. I think this is the Iron Teeth save. And then maybe you could restart another hippie beaver run. on the same map. Yeah, this is the Iron Teeth. This is my Iron Teeth. Impressive stuff. The Iron Teeths. Iron Tooth. So yeah, we got 123? Yeah, something like that. The Iron Teeth, they use breeding pods to make babies. And if you actually, you know how you sort of clip through the ground using the pan? Fair warning, if you want to see something horrifying, just clip through the the breeding pod. That gives you quite the sight right there. I mean, normally you see the filtered beaver floating in the pod. It's funny too, the baby beaver just flops out the chute. Yeah. So this thing, we've got the carousel going on. We have our power network. I've actually... My solution to lack of beaver power is add more wheels. And then, because these are very mechanically minded beavers, what I've done is I've decided to feed a giant power shaft system throughout the entire town overhead. It's like this overhead power system. Yes, it's a beaver cloning vat. And there's the final monument there, which actually runs on power as well. Quite a lot of power, actually, I believe. So yeah, 600 generic units of mechanical power. On top of that, it's running 2 carousels, each of which is 400. So that and that is 1,000 high 5 powers right there, plus another 400, plus the industrial district here. At the same time, there is this engine, combustion engine, which is also unique to this faction, which is generating power right now. There's 3 of those going. At this point, I don't care about the wood consumption. This thing tears through wood. These things tear through wood like you wouldn't believe. But, don't really care. You're stonked up on that, stonked up on that. Oops. None. You're supposed to just be books. You're actually supposed to be books. Fortunately, yeah, there's enough stored anyway. And one of the problems with this one is getting the knowledge up. The Ore 3 isn't coming up because I haven't built the... This is the second district. You see I've got the mega tower going on with the rooftop terraces as well. This district here doesn't have the 3rd monument yet. They're still building it. And that's sort of where I left it. This one, where I decided it was kind of done. Same thing again, I've got the super duper power wheel thing going on, cloning vats. The district's basically fully autonomous. You can ship items between them with the distribution post, and so I'm actually doing that. I'm sending the things that it doesn't make at the minute, so explosives, gears, plankton, and to a lesser extent logs. I don't actually need to send out logs anymore. Sending metal as well. So the industry of things that are produced here are being sent over to here, but I am actually working on getting that done. Where is it? Yeah. I'm actually building the industry on top of a giant metal platform. That'll get done eventually. I don't actually remember where I'm building the 3rd monument. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there. 300 metal block. This is the... Which map is this? I've forgotten which map this is. Yeah, this one, I do have the triple floodgates. A tiered system. So this is the sort of thing you would normally do. Most of the maps, it gives you some kind of river that you can conveniently blockade. Whereas that Thousand Island ones, that actually takes away that opportunity. But yeah, so the floodgates, you can raise it. That's actually going to force more water out the back. And spill over eventually. What happens when you flood everything? It'll disappear fairly quick. Reasonably quick. You can also just dump the floodgates. Send everything down. And so that'll push, of course, because I'm sending a huge torrent of water over, it's going to also flood these. There we go. Beaver's getting washed away. You can actually see, if I do that, I've actually dug out these little holes here. This is really good for preserving the damp. Just burrow down a tile. What else is there to show? Yeah, bit of pine, bit of maple. The maple's being shared by both districts. For whatever reason, past that line, they won't actually chop the wood. I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, that just randomly floods for reasons. I mean, I am dammed it over here. The more dams you build, the more the water tends to oscillate. Electron microscope for workbench screens. We can open chips and circuits, see what's inside. Do you know the pile's actually? I don't know if you can see it, but the pile is a little higher. That's another adventure. For maybe another rainy day. Oh, that reminds me. I do have stuff. It has a box. I better not raise it too high because there are tracking numbers on there. I have another box. Ha! Again, I probably shouldn't show... I should be careful what this shows on the labels. I'm not actually sure what to do with the first VCR. From what I can tell, I checked some other machines, and the epoxy, it looks like the white is just the epoxy. It's possible someone's run a dodgy cleaner through it, and it's breaking down the epoxy. I have a circuit board with a big old hole in it. Yeah. So, maybe assemble one of them. But not to be outdone, I have another circuit. Haha. Rink. There. 2 circuit boards. VCR, what's that? Ah, you've been missing out on streams, you have. So this is a little amplifier board that I'm going to make an experiment with, and this is another little board for measuring current. That's what the big opening's for. I've got a bunch of random parts lying around, and I want to use them up. So if I see if I can find it, I think it's sitting here somewhere. Under the camera. Yeah, I've had this sensor for ages. It's so old, it actually says Farnell element 14, which is, I think that's more than 10 years old now. Yeah, so there's the board and current sensor. This is a 600 amp current sensor, I think. It's just twitching. Oh yeah. You can see what Velnak's been up to. Yeah, current sensor. Alright, you. I have a way around this. We do this. So, current sensor, you can sort of see. There. Yeah. So that locks in. I think if I can slot it in. Align the pins. The pins are a little bent. Honk. I mean, at least one honk will work. There. There it goes. There. So that sits on there and screws onto the board. And then this... It outputs an analog signal, so there's a little ADC on here. There's some other stuff going on. Yeah. And so you feed a high current source through there, through the hole. And yeah. Stuff and things. So that's another odd little thing that we can do. As well as the amplifier. Amplifier one's going to be interesting because there's actually a power pad on the regulator. Alright, dry season is coming. That's still exploding with water. You see, I've got the wheat going on in this one. Yeah, there's the grist mill, which is, again, mechanical power. You're baking flour. It's actually 499 flour sitting in storage. I'm slightly concerned because 123 is a lot of beavers. 86? Oh, okay, no, it's fine. I'm regulating the... You have unlimited power. Unlimited power. You know what I can do is just sign out the bot. I regulate the population by regulating the number of these that are active. So I've only got 4 active, which is maintaining about 80 population. There's actually a lot less inventor workshops as well now. I had a lot of inventor workshops before. I believe the population here is still building. Oh no, there are 15 unemployed now. Soon to be employed as soon as they bother to do this. Bother to build these platforms. And that's more or less the end of this map. I'm not really interested in this one anymore. But yeah, that's the Iron Teeth. Do I actually have my... that one? That could be the other beavers. I'm just showing off my other saves now. I don't know why. Mainly because I just don't want to start over. Because it's 9:30. Oh yeah, this is the other one. You can actually see the beehives going on here. That's what they do. This, again with a carousel. I'm gonna have a carousel. This faction actually also has windmills, which are great because they don't need beavers. They're great things. Unfortunately, you're at the whims of the wind, and so this thing's only 71% efficient at the minute. But the as far as I can tell from experimentation, the wind is a constant across the entire map. There's no like height doesn't affect it, as far as I can tell. Same thing again, there's a second district over here. I built a giant triple floodgate down here, which has filled up this entire canyon. You can see this canyon is actually quite deep. We've got a nice suspension bridge going across. I don't think I unlocked everything. Yeah, I haven't unlocked these monuments yet. Wasn't quite as... Yeah, you can see how deep the hole is there. It's a deep hole. Did I build a floodgate there? Yes, I did. Beavers can't actually walk across the floodgate, so you've got to build a path behind it or next to it if you want to get across. Build one in a hole. Yeah. Again, this map I've sort of done everything I really... Ooh, sleepy time. I really can, or what I'm really willing to do with it. And see, there wants to be a water source here. I suppose you could have a water dump. I'm not a huge fan of the water dump, just because it needs, as far as I can tell, it needs labor. Like it needs someone to carry, you need to carry water into it to actually do the dumping. Skull got drummed. See. Tell you what, let's try again. How about we try again in the next half hour? Kinda don't want to do terraces. And normal. Because apparently I can't handle normal. Even though I was confidently talking about being good at the game. I'm above average, but I'm not brilliant. I mean, it helps to actually pay attention and not be half asleep. What is this map? Okay, so we've got a source there. We spiral around and down, and spiral and down and around, and spiral down and around and out there. Spirals around here and up. Goes up. Oh, there's another source there, that's why. I was like, it spirals up? So we start on top of a giant hill. Giant Hank Hill. This is a way more... This is an easy start. Space Lego... Workforce with Cloud? Friday... Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Although I must admit that that did kind of put me off Space Engineers. That was not a great experience, if I'm completely honest. Okay, we'll slap down those essentials as always. So, 1 unit of pump. This is actually not a lot of water storage, or water potential. Right there. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, that lag and then the server just dying. That was terrible. Storage, log pile. I'm happy with that being log. Interesting. There's actually finite space to work with. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, log pile, warehouse. Should I put that? Probably 1, 2, 3 there. There we'll say. Push a path up there. It's a good thing that I don't actually have to build paths. That's something that's been consistent with a lot of base building games lately, is having... of not being able to... Which one is it there? Not having the things build the path... Like, not, well, having the peasants build the paths. I say that and I'm trying to... and I'm just scrolling through my head and I'm realizing that's not actually true, what I'm saying. Alright, start doing that. I like how I completely ignored the tutorial. Yeah, I was just winding through them in my head, and generally speaking, that isn't actually true. Like, Kingdoms Reborn, Patron, none of those actually, the paths just build instantly. The paths just build instantly in all those cases. Damn, as always. That's a lot of berries. You're not planning on cutting wood? Is that a... I built a gatherer flag. Built a gatherer flag. How did I manage that? I must have clicked on food. Oh dear. The paths increase the district coverage. So if I... Oh, they do increase speed, but if I cut that, you see the district only goes to there. So the reach of the district is increased by the path. And yeah, you'll see them prefer going down the paths, but they'll also prefer anything built on a path with good access to the district centre. They'll actually transport to. I can't actually show it at the minute. We're literally there. But see how it says construction is site too far from builders, buildable paths, or make a new district. So that's because it's attached. But if it's too even... Oh, if I... Oh, it's just too close. I don't actually have a point where it's actually out of range. How are you out of water? How are you out of water? How? These beavers. I'm gonna have to have a chat with FSG or Anita Rachel's. How are you all thirsty? Seriously. Is you just not pumping your little log thing, even though a screw would be infinitely better? That's probably why. It's because they're using... these beavers wouldn't make great engineers, because you would use a screw, not a piston pump like that. There's actually a lot of things you would do instead of that. Any of them die? No good. Well, there's a part of me that kind of wants kind of wills it upon them to die of thirst now. But I suppose... alright. Crops, carrots, something like that. 1, 2, 3, boop. 1, 2, 3. That's probably more than enough. I like dividing up the crop fields by using paths. Day 4, and we're already building our dam. I kind of want to get the dam out of the way. In saying that, I probably should prioritize that. We've got some free labor going on at the minute, so I'm going to build another thingy. We're going to need the lumber mill as always early on. I like early lumber mills. Stick that there. Something that I didn't mention too is that power will transmit through buildings. That's the hamster wheel. You can actually build the hamster wheel in the water. Trouble is that as it says, the power connection is blocked. You actually need the high power shaft, which in turn needs gears, which I can't build yet. So I'll just do a regular wheel. But yeah, I can actually add one of these coming out of the lumber mill and transmit the power down further to other stuff. So you can actually transfer the Beaver High 5 power through the building, which is pretty cool. I like that. It's a neat feature. Oh, that's what brake horsepower is. It's not brake horsepower, it's Beaver horsepower. Beaver High 5 power. Yeah, and that farm tile's dead. It's too close. That's fine. That makes total sense. Done and done. Let's expand that to 6. Inventor. Is it? Yeah, inventor. I was just thinking there for the moment. I was like, was it actually inventor? Yes, it was. 1. I do that, and then I'm going to want to delete the path anyway. You're going to be the one they actually make, and then we're going to deprioritize these, so that anything else, everything else will get built first. In fact, I'm going to super duper deprioritize these. I'm going to these are basically luxuries. These inventors. They're essentially a luxury. After they build the dam... I'm going to want them to build some houses. I'm going to deprioritize these as well. They're another luxury item. 3 there. We'll get up to 2. This, for the first dry season, that should last. By this stage we should have planks, which means we get the forester. I say 2 cycles. The cycles actually, I confused myself before. The half a cycle, the cycle is 20 days. So it's a bit, one maple is a bit over 1 cycle. I got that wrong before. I think I had the day 12 as half of cycle wet season, dry season in my head. That's why I confused it. I think. But I got that wrong before. I realised it before, but I didn't say it. I could have said nothing, but I'm willing to admit. Willing to admit. Alright. Beaver hostels. Beaver hostels. Beaver hostels. In fact, cancel that. Reason for I'm cancelling it is instead of having a path at the back, have them either side. It's just a smidge quicker. Just the tiniest sliver quicker. Beaver. 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 Beaver's on the mind or something. Make that go there. Yeah, that way the entrance to the house, the lodge, but the house is definitely as close as it can be. And we'll surround that. They can build a giant skyscraper out of it. Line coverage. One time it says 89, now it says 59. And you did nothing. What's this for? Line coverage? What was that for? I'm trying to follow one. Potentially one either side and plus decorations. I'm thinking for that. There. I know that doesn't line up, but oh well. Oh, fine. I'll line it up. There. It wouldn't be proper if I didn't line it up. That's cancel demolition, not actual demolition. There we go. Hey, we got our dam. We got our sawmill. Build that, please. How much of the code has been run by my test case? Access to ensure all possible outcomes are being gone through. Ah, okay. So it's checking how much code it's actually executed. Ah. I probably should know more about these kinds of tools. We're dammed by day 9, which is pretty good. And now we need the water wheel. As I say, it's 50 versus 40 logs. It's basically the same price. Every tool does it differently. Yep. And every tool costs a different amount. Yeah, by the time the wheel actually starts turning, it probably will be dry season, so I won't get anything out of it. So there is a fair argument for getting the regular wheel going. No, I can't. Yeah, it's locked at the minute until I unlock the forester. But we're maxed out on jobs at the minute until we get the campfire going, which gets the fertility going. Which generally won't make babies until I get them to not slum it out in the open. I might actually pump that up now. So many things to do. You got to do a lot of things all at once. But it should be okay for water because I do have an actual water storage this time. It's generally considered a good thing. Oh, we had someone die of old age already. 9 days in, that's rough. They must have been pretty old. Zelia. Oh, Zel's Mia versus Zelia. Water's still like... Oh, we're in the dry season, so water is happily flowing. Once we hit the wet season... yeah, we're in the... So, we are in the wet season. When we get into the dry season, then it will stop flowing. We're getting that right this time. We shall try and get this right. Dear. Okay, so yeah, 3 days until dryness. These little rocks here spawn water. They spawn water. It's dammed. The dam has a little, if I get down to its level, you actually see it has a little opening underneath it. So these, once the water gets to a level, it spills over the top. So the dam stores water behind it, but lets the excess spill over. Levee, on the other hand, is just a solid lump of wood that blocks all water. And then you go into floodgates and things. Yes. Hey, they got their nutrition and social life. Hey, they built the water wheel too. Making blanks. Okay, wood... Foresters next. Oh, I can't actually do the forester yet. Of course. We need science, which is you. Tell you what. Was you? Yeah, the light just came on, so they're going to start inventing. So yeah, the dam doesn't block all water. It does let some through. I'm gonna start working towards clear cutting. Hopefully there's none of those, what's that's like in Don't Starve, those trees which turn into giant monsters that chase you indefinitely. I forget what they're called. The Tree Bros or something? Tree Bro? I don't know. At 15, I might pause you for now. Okay, we're starting to build lodges. We've got 6 lodges so far. You're full already. Holy crap. That's actually impressive. Oops. Built the path on the roof. Can't do that. That's both impressive and kind of a problem. Books, no. We'll filter this down a little bit. Berries, flour, no. I'll keep flour. Ears, no. Grilled potatoes, yes. Paper. Basically, it's going to be dedicated to food storage specifically. Same with this one. Yeah, so this water source has stopped sourcing water. So is the other one. So you can see, yep, all gone dry because the other one's run out. That's all run out. This is stopped flowing here, and this is now the only water on the map. That's the stuff that I've dammed. And this will keep us going, at least for now. It's pretty neat, isn't it? And as the dry season gets longer, eventually it'll start killing off the bushes. But on medium, the dry season doesn't really get that much longer. On the demo, it used to get like 13 days worth of dry season. It got brutal. So hopefully they'll sort of swing it back the other way. I'm fiddling with the thing came out of the board. I've got to put it back in. But yeah, once you get the forester and food stabilized, the point that I didn't get to That's you sort of the game sort of opens up it opens up more into a sandbox. Go. Alright, once again, books, no. Red, yes. Carrot, yes. Explosives, no. We don't really want to explore explosives and dynamite with the berries, do we now? Gears, no. Grilled potatoes, yes. Metal blocks. It's interesting, the way the warehouse is sort of implies that rodents aren't an issue anymore. Because normally when you build a food storage, you want to keep it off the ground to stop rats and mice getting in, and anything else for that matter. You see, this is entirely on ground level, so it sort of implies that I suppose they are actually barrels. I suppose storage is actually barrels. I suppose, but yeah, it sort of implies that rats and mice aren't an issue anymore. Right, that lodge is almost done. Hey, comfort. I was wondering what I did when it was comfort. Got one unemployed beaver. Know what that means? Bring that up. Clear cutting. Actually, what I really want is a forester. Oh, we've got 60, perfect. So we can unlock the forester now. And on that note, we can plop them there. There are different factions. There's currently 2 different unique beaver factions. So this is the first one, which are more sort of the hippie type. And then the other one is the Iron Teeth. The Iron Teeth are the more sort of industrial type, the industrious beavers, whereas the hippie ones are more sort of the nature-loving ones. Let's chop them. So this faction has faction, yes. Yeah, the Iron Teeth are the other faction. So in this particular faction, they have this unique building, windmill, a large windmill, whereas this is a sort of a specific divergences, whereas the Iron Teeth, so instead of wind power, they have combustion power. So you burn wood to make power. What else does this one have? Irrigation tower, that's the one. Yeah, whereas the Iron Teeth have... See, you're trying to go against Nightbot there. Yeah, so these have the irrigation tower, which is... I'm not a fan of the irrigation tower, personally. I think there's other ways you can do it. Also, the water's back. Hey, forest is done. Get in the forester, damn it. Start planting them trees. You know what? I'm going to be ambitious and even plant some potatoes. It's probably a lot for these, bordering on too much for these farmers to actually handle. But we shall try. We shall try. Start building up our water stonks. 400 food. Yeah, I know. This map is pretty good for food. I mean, we're only at 15 beavers at the minute. That situation will change. Unfortunately, there's no way currently to track what the inventory history is like, so you can't get an idea of trends. And as a result, you can't... You just happen to notice it go from like 1,000 to 400, or 400 down to 50, and like, uh-oh, I don't have enough food. We're eating more than we're producing. This is almost full. Funny thing is, it's mostly berries too. It's not even carrots. I should also point out it is actually 10 o'clock. On top of that, we are going to need a gill to process. You know what? I'm going to pop it over here. This thing, we need to process our potatoes into baked potatoes. Well, wood and potatoes to make baked potatoes. Start planting these, and they'll be ready by cycle 3. Can they cover? Yeah, they can. I can actually make use of this area here, which I'm currently not mining. You up there or down there? I can't tell. Ah, yeah, you are down here. I wonder, given that you can manage the forest, I wonder if originally there wasn't going to be a forester in the game and you had to manage these by hand, but it was just too hard to guide players in that regard. I think that would be a cool mechanic though. Just instead of having foresters, is that you actually have to manage the... Oops, I painted over the wrong stuff. Yeah, if you actually had to manage the forest properly, that'd be pretty neat. Once the maples actually get planted, it's less obtrusive. Or once anything gets planted, the tree gets less obtrusive. The ghost element is just a little bit... Yeah, see, once they're there, it's actually fine, but once the ghost of it is a little bit too opaque for its own good. Right, we've got some more beavers available, so we can do that. As always, the log situation is always quite dire. Another thing I can actually do, now that I have the luxury to think about it, is drop another dam there. Reason for that is, I can use this for pumping water, and then this, I can hold back a second set of water, which keeps this irrigated. Planting on the dry. As always. They're working on that at the minute. Okay. It's fine by me. More water storage, the better. Eventually get inventor district going there too. We're at 18 houses, 16 beavers, so let's think about getting some more. Like that. I had to make it opposite to the other one. Don't know if I can tolerate that. Don't know if I can tolerate that. They're both full. It's ridiculous. I've never had that problem before in either this or the demo. I've never had a problem with too much. Just piss away a little bit of science points on that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. Maybe another one there. There we go. They don't cost much. I say that as those cost 12 logs. And we got the planks to do it. Sure as hell don't have the logs. Once the maple comes in, I'm gonna have so many logs. 450 food. Might prioritize that. Because water management is generally something you want to get on top of. Oh damn, it's a fair change in height there. Wouldn't mind, like down here isn't a bad area to be in. Farm to the east, yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, I would like more food. I mean, I'd probably keep this as a food and maybe even move the forestry over here. Ideally, I'd move the forestry down here where it isn't so important. I mean, in saying that, I just dam off down there. Considering, yeah, I'm generally leaning on a regular... I sort of took that one a little bit too, that comment a little bit too seriously. But it's sort of a future me problem, that one. Yeah, I am considering a regular weekday YouTube sort of schedule, so... we do stuff here, YouTube stuff here every weekday, and then we jump back to the Twitch and maybe solder stuff on the weekends, or do Space Lego stuff. I wouldn't mind also getting into proper YouTube videos, but I don't know. I keep saying I'll do it and I never do it. Oh yeah, use the schedule. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ew, Twitch. I mean, you're not wrong. I do have a few benefits to it, but I take it you're over it. I mean, I don't mind if you use ad block on it. I don't mind at all. The ad payout is terrible. I mean, at the same time, there's an argument that I don't really have an audience anymore to really leverage on Twitch, so I've got nothing to lose going all in on here. Alright, we're getting those built. 10... 2... Almost a dry season again. Yeah, I wanted to do sort of workbench. The plan was always to do workbench stuff on the Twitch, and do gaming stuff here because gaming's better suited here. But yeah, what are we at? The 5 concurrent does mean that I'm kind of at a bit of a disadvantage. Like it's a quarter to... It's a fraction of what I would get on Twitch. If I really tried, I could get 100 again on Twitch. Gone are the days of averaging 180. Those days are long gone. That's what happened once I started working full-time, proper full-time. Had to give that up. Want to be paid viewer, can offer 12+ hour day Twitch watching. Fast food chain with to sponsor me, for example, like KFC, post picture on Discords. There's some stupid KFC ads on Twitch at the minute. I say, I imply there's multiple, there isn't multiple, it's just There's just some stupid KFC ads on Twitch. It's just, for lack of a better term, Americanized. You want the double down? The double down? So do both on YouTube, that is. The trouble is that pinging the Discord, very few people came over. Most people are not converting to transitioning to YouTube. I mean, this isn't the best time for everyone, but at the same time, it's the conversion is not good. That's the only hesitation I have. I must Apex ad, watching, quiet stream, then bam, dumb blasted. Oh, damn. A lot of fast food chains came from America, but it tastes better and has offerings. That's like, yeah. Double Down's burger with no bun. Oh, okay. I thought it was some other thing. It's like one of those reverse, but I think KFC does that as well. It's like a chicken burger, which is like the bun is chicken wings, and then the filling is bacon or something, and another chicken wing. It's like the inverse of one of those. It's like it's like that that trick you used to be able to do with McDonald's, where you could order a cheeseburger without the without the meat, and it costs negative 50 cents. So it's just a bun with tomato sauce in it. Oh, okay. I don't know what they call it here, if it is called the same thing. I've seen it advertised. I suppose I could try it one day. Come on, dry season. I mean, it's saying that it's time to end. So, you're 12 days in so far. So, yeah, next season they'll be ready to go. Unfortunately, once again, bottlenecked on wood. This is where planting pine is advantageous. Suppose I could plant some up there. Yeah, in saying that, it is after that time, so it is time to end, unfortunately. At least, unfortunately for Veldak. I mean, fortunately for Veldak at the same time, technically the bot is omnipresent, and there is no restriction on doing heists. I think Clowntown's paid for bots. You can actually restrict to when it's live. Exactly. But yeah, it's omnipresent. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me for today. We shall continue this on tomorrow. Hopefully we won't kill everyone of thirst and hunger poisoning. It's the opposite of food poisoning. It's lack of food poisoning. And yeah, we'll continue on tomorrow. So it's kind of weird not doing a whole raid thing. So yeah, I guess see you. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you all being here. The people that I guess I should express gratitude for you. People actually, you guys taking the step to come here instead of being on Twitch. And yeah, hope to see you again tomorrow at around the same time. And bye for now, I guess. I really don't know how to do endings.